What's going on, YouTube? Bear here. This is Bear's Mix. Welcome to my channel. This morning I'm coming to you from the overcast city of Ventura, California, waiting to make a beer delivery right here to Allied Beverages. My scheduled appointment yesterday was 8 a.m. Get here, they don't have me on their schedule. They would not unload me. They had us rescheduled for 11 o'clock today, so I've been sitting here for over 24 hours. At least I will get my layover pay on it, which is like 125 bucks extra, which is not much, but it's something for my time because they screwed up. So I got about another hour and a half before I can deliver, so I decided I'd sit here and do a quick update for you guys. I've had people ask me for updates on my last video, and hopefully this one will go through. Now, I did post 3 updates since my last video. However, due to poor internet connection, those uploads did not go through. I thought they did. I uploaded them to YouTube. YouTube was doing the processing thing. They couldn't process them. They said the files were corrupted, and they abandoned it and deleted it. Unfortunately, my hard drive only had 128 gigs of storage on it. Very small hard drive by today's standards. I have since ordered a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe drive. It should be sitting in my mailbox now when I get home. It'll just be another week or 2 probably before I get home, maybe even longer than that. I don't know. I've had to take a lot of time off here in the last since my last video to deal with some issues. I am still making money. I'll put that out there. I'm still making money. I haven't been making as much money, but I am making money. I have not had a negative paycheck since my last video about 8 weeks ago. I've had to take about 21 days out of work. And those paychecks have been small, but they haven't been negative checks. I had, look at this moron. Driving down the road on a flatbed pickup with 2 pallets standing probably about 10 feet tall at the edge of the pickup truck with no straps to hold it down. So if he takes a turn too sharp or he has a swerve, his load's falling over. Moron. Anyways, what was I saying? I had to take a few days off, total 21 days since my last video about 2 months ago. I get a call from my sister that my brother Craig is in the hospital and he was in intensive care. The kids came home and found him unresponsive. They called an ambulance. He was rushed to the hospital. The following morning, after a neurological exam, they determined that there was no discernible brain activity. And for all intents and purposes, he was brain dead. Now, the kids wanted to give it a few days to see if something would change. His kids, that is, my nephews. And they did. They gave it about a week. There was no change, so they finally withheld life support. A few hours later, Craig passed away. He's not my first brother to die like this. I come from a very small family. I'm the youngest of the boys. I have 9 older brothers and 3 younger sisters. Hey, what can I say? My family's from West Virginia. My parents didn't have cable TV. So out of all my brothers, I've got 1 left. And I've got my 3 younger sisters. All my brothers have passed away from either drug overdoses or complications from excessive drug use. My sisters have all done drugs, be it marijuana or some of the harder stuff. I know my parents have done drugs. I can honestly say I'm going on 50 years old. I can honestly, with a straight face, sit here and tell you that I have never taken so much as a single puff of a cigarette in my entire life. I don't even like to take aspirin for a headache. When I got hit by a V-bid back in Iraq back in 2003 and broke my back, they put me on a morphine drip, which I didn't want, but I was unconscious, so I really had no choice in the matter. When I came to, I realized that I was right in my decision never to do drugs in my life. I did not like the way that made me feel in the head. Yeah, it took the edge off, made the pain bearable, but I'd rather have pushed through the pain because, I mean, I was just, did not feel right in the head. So I don't like doing drugs. That's the only time I've ever taken any drugs. Even when I've had wisdom teeth pulled or bones broken, and I was given things like, not Valium, Vicodin, I wouldn't take them. As soon as I walked out of the doctor's office, I always tore the prescriptions up and threw them away. I never got those drugs. Never wanted that crap in my system. Although, I will outdrink a fish every day of the week and twice on Sundays. The running joke in my family is we were bred to drink. We're English, Irish, and Siksaka, which is Blackfoot Indian Nation. All heavy drinkers. Now, so I had to go back east for my brother's funeral. I ended up staying there 12 days total, I think it was. Got to catch up with my nieces and nephews I haven't seen in over 2 decades. Wow, 2 decades. You know you're old when you're referring to the passage of time and decades. Hey, millennials, a decade is 10 years, by the way. So yeah, I got to go see some family I haven't seen in over 20 years. I've got to see new family that I never met in person. Although my family, we do have a Facebook group, set up a private page, Facebook group where we all keep in touch with each other. But other than that, I haven't really seen my nieces and nephews, cousins, aunts, uncles, anything like that in over 20 years, in person anyways. Plus, there's some new additions to the family I've never met in person, so I got to meet them. I got to catch up with some old relatives. Got to catch up with some old friends. So it turned into basically a mini reunion. So I get back on the road. My paycheck at the end of that week, my take-home was $124. Not a negative paycheck, but it's still a paycheck. Not a big paycheck, not what I'm used to, but it was still a paycheck. As I told you guys in the last video, the way their lease program is structured here, you can take extended periods of time off and still come back and be in the black almost instantly. Now I get back on the road a few days later, the DEF pump lets go on my truck. I was down for 4 days because Freightliner could not find the right part. Apparently there's 3 different DEF pumps for this truck and they couldn't get their hands on the correct one. I was about 200 miles into a 2,400 mile load that week, so I would have made a very good paycheck. I had already had about 1,200 miles down for the week, so it would have been a real nice paycheck that week. But because of the delay in the breakdown, they had to give the load to somebody else to finish it. So I lost a lot of miles that week. My paycheck that week was like $849. A few days later, I get a call from my buddy Keith's wife, Joanne, telling me that he'd passed away. Now, Keith is a guy I served with in Iraq. Strong head on his shoulder, very good guy, had a lot going for him. He seemed like he was well adjusted and doing well. He was so excited the last few months he was going to get to be a father. All he could talk about was meeting his kid and what he was going to do. If it was a boy, if it was a girl, I was going to know about raising him, what type of time he wanted to spend with him, everything he wanted to do with him. It was really, truly great to see. He had a lot going for him. But he lost his battle with PTSD, gave into his inner demons, joined the 22 and opted out. The sad part is it was his wife that came home and found him in the garage. Don't know what he was thinking. Nobody will know what he was thinking. Only one that knows is him. So, I mean, he passed 2 days before his son was born, so he never got to see his son, hold him, talk to him, anything. Very sad, very tragic. His wife, she was the one that found him. She is totally devastated. I went back there for the funeral. I ended up spending almost 7 days there with her and her kid, trying to help her work through it. I mean, I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of loved ones in my life. I've carried a lot of caskets. And she wanted me to be a pallbearer for him, which, of course, I did. Now, like I said, I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of brothers. I lost a lot of relatives. Even my wife, she was murdered a few years ago. So I've been through a lot of heartache. I've been through a lot of pain. I mean, I've been there. I know what she's going through. I'm helping her work through it. I'm gonna be here for her to lean on when she needs somebody. I thought I was there for him. Apparently not. Um, not all wounds are visible, and not all wounds heal. Unfortunately, he had one of those wounds that never healed, and it got the best of him. Now, I did mention he joined the 22. For those of you that don't know, 22 is an affliction on our veteran population and our active duty military that have seen combat. That is, on average, every single day in America, 22 veterans lose their battle with PTSD, give in to their inner demons, and take their own lives. That bears saying again. On average, 22 veterans each and every day lose their battle with PTSD and take their own lives. This is something that must stop. This is something that must end. We need to stamp it out. To that end, I want to throw in here real quick about a new program that was started earlier this year in Nevada called Camp 22. They're a nonprofit veterans outreach and veterans in crisis outreach and support group. They're just getting off the ground. They are registered with the state of Nevada as a nonprofit. They are authorized by the state of Nevada to solicit charitable donations. So I'm going to give them a little plug here. I hope you guys can help them out. I suggested that they put in a GoFundMe page, which they just set up recently. And we're trying to get the word out there, trying to get some donations in to help them out. Setting up a nonprofit is very time consuming, very costly, especially for what they want to do. They did have somebody that had promised them an extremely large donation and investment in the program, which they kind of jumped the gun on. They were already planning on spending and setting things up to use the money on. And it turns out this was some liberal idiot that thought it would be funny to make a pledge they had no intention, let alone any means to honor. I'm not going to say how much this donation was promised to them in writing, but it was substantial, and it would have gone a long way to help veterans out. So I'm going to leave a description below, a link rather below in the description to their GoFundMe page. Please go there, check out what they're about, and make a donation. Every little bit helps. And share the link. Put it out there for social media. Help get the word out about this great group. Help them do the great good they want to do. Now, back here to WFX. I got a call the other day from my dispatcher wanting to know if this is a lane I'd be interested in, and I said, hell yes, sign me up. We do have a lane getting ready to open up. Well, I shouldn't say getting ready to open up. It won't be until the end of the year. It has a dedicated lane, 4,221 miles a week. Same miles every week. Load at the same place, deliver to the same place. So I'm able to break down and figure out exactly what I will be able to make for each week. Now, it's right here. Now, the load, there'll be a pay bump with it. It will load in Houston, Texas, and deliver 7 days later in Alaska, Texas. Alaska, Texas. Hello, Anchorage, Alaska. Rented lips. So it's 4,221 miles there. It'll basically burn up my entire 70-hour clock for the week. So I'll have to take a 34-hour reset. Being that I'm up there in Alaska, I'll take 2 or 3 days off. Shoot back down to Houston, Texas. Take my 34-hour reset, get my 70-hour drive clock back. Once my 34 resets up, I'll get right back on the road, shoot up there, spend a couple more days in Texas, in Alaska, and then come back down. Now, the way this breaks down on this particular route, which I'm loving, by the way, so I'll be up to about $1.10 a mile, 4,221 miles multiplied by $1.10, add the fuel surcharge, which should be about $4.22 a week. Breaks down to about 10 cents a mile. My gross for the week will be $5,065. So every week I know I got $5,065 coming to the truck. My fixed payments will be, that's my $145 plus my, for the fixed truck payment, plus my insurance and all that other stuff. Added along with my weekly bookkeeping fee for the accountant that I use, my CPA, that's $337 a week deduction. My mileage deduction, it'll be basically a fixed deduction. It'll be $971 a week. It'll be coming out towards my mileage variable. My warranty variable will be $507 a week. Now, my fuel cost, now this is assuming that it's, I'm averaging 7.5 miles per gallon, and the cost of fuel is $2.50 a mile. So my fuel cost for the week will be $1,407, so I'll take all those deductions. My weekly take-home pay will be $1,843, roughly every single week. I can count on an $1,840 paycheck. Now this truck I'll have paid off here in about probably another 2.5 years. I owe about $125,000 on the truck right now, but I'm quickly running the balance down on it. Now my plan is at the end of the year, get another truck for myself, a new truck, hire a team, put them in here and turn them loose. Now after their expenses and everything and paying them, I'll make just a lousy, I'll have a $340 a week passive income until the truck's paid for. With the team, the truck will be paid for in about 1.5 years. Now, the way that'll break down is a team will be able to average 7,000 miles a week, $1.10 a mile, plus the $700 for fuel surcharge. The truck gross will be $8,400 a week gross. From that, of course, we'll be deducting the the 308, not 337, because I'll only have to pay the bookkeeping fee once a week, no matter how many trucks I have, so that'll save me about $30 a week right there. So that number's a little off, but the mileage variable for those guys will be $1,610 a week. The maintenance variable for those guys will be around $840 a week. Fuel for those guys, again, assuming 7.5 miles a gallon, 7.5 miles per gallon at $2.50 a gallon. My fuel cost will be around $2,333. So the net to the truck after all the expenses is $3,280. Now, if I'm paying this team 42 cents a mile, that's to the truck. So each one of them get 21 cents a mile for every mile the wheels are turning. So when one guy's sleeping and the other guy's driving, they're both getting paid for each other's miles. That'll be about $2,940 a week to the truck, so it'll be about $1,470 a week to each of them. So I'll be making around $1,500 a week, which will leave a total of $340 a week coming back to me. It's not much, I know, but as I said, the truck will be paid for in about 1.5 years with the team running on it. So once it's paid for, I don't have to make that $145 fixed payment to the truck. I don't have to make that $610 a week variable truck payment, which means I will take home $2,095 a week just from the team once the truck's paid for. $2,100 passive income once the truck's paid for with the team in it. So they'll give me a $108,940 a week passive income off that truck alone. Now, until it's paid for, my passive income will be $17,680 a year. Yeah, I know these numbers don't sound right. I had to do them 3 times to make sure they were right, and that's what we're looking at. Now, I take their income and add it to my income with my own truck while I'm running out there still. Until the truck is paid for, my take-home pay every week, it's my flat fee, or my pay for the dedicated lane of $1,843 a week, plus the $340 a week that I will be getting off of their, what do you call it there, the passive income from their truck. My paycheck every week will now jump up to $2,183 a week take home, or $113,516 a year. Now, once the truck is paid for, their truck is paid for, and I'm not paying out those extra expenses, my weekly take-home paycheck will be $3,938, or $204,776 a year. Not too shabby, $250,000. And if I bump it up to 5 trucks like I want to, this is what it'll end up being, because I want to buy a new truck every year. Hopefully, once I get the first year under my belt and get my second truck going, they'll let me get another truck after 6 months. So within a couple years, I want to be up to 5 trucks and home full time. Now, the way that'll break down, and I'm loving this, it'll be a team. I'm home on the couch. Got 5 teams running and 5 trucks. So 7,000 miles times 5 trucks is 35,000 miles a week. Multiply that by $1.10 a mile and add the fuel surcharge of $3,500 a week for total for the 5 trucks. The weekly gross to the truck will be $42,000, or $2,184,000 a year gross. Now, assuming that 3 of the trucks are paid for, still making payments on 2 of them, my fixed payments will be $1,135 a week for the 5 trucks. Plus, my mileage variable will be $8,050 a week. My maintenance will be $4,200 a week. The fuel for the 5 trucks will be around $1,167 a week, leaving a net of $27,448 a week, or $1,427,296 a year. Now, the driver pay for 5 trucks, 5 teams, 42 cents a mile, I'm sure someone will be making more money than that by the end of the 5 years, will be $14,700, leaving me with a weekly take-home passive income of $12,748, or $662,896 a year. So I'll be making $750,000 a year after 5 years of getting 5 trucks on the road, just to sit back, relax, put my feet up, and enjoy myself. So that's pretty much the plan here for driving with WFX in the future and going on. I have been wanting to move to Alaska for a while. When I got laid off from the Detroit Police Department, the original plan was to move to Alaska, up to the Anchorage area, in fact. However, I ended up getting laid off from the police department, and I got hired by a trucking company down here in Las Vegas, where I live now, and relocated down there. I drove for them until they went out of business, and now, hey, look, I got my own truck again. So if I do this, I do get on this dedicated lane. I'm hoping we get it. I'm praying we get it. Now, all those numbers are contingent on us getting this lane. If we don't get the lane, the numbers will be different, obviously. And it'll change every week. But if I can get 5 drivers on it, even if I can get that lane to myself, all 5 trucks running that lane, I'll have to redo all the numbers there, considering, well, actually, all I'd have to do is take what I'd be making every week and multiply it by 5 for 5 trucks. So let's see, yeah, I'll do that math later and figure it out now that I'm thinking about that. But if I can secure that lane for myself, because they do want 5 to 6 trucks for this lane. So I mean, if I can get all 5 of those trucks, own them, and get that lane dedicated to myself, I'll be sitting pretty. I can run everything from home office and have passive income, or I can just work for the company still as an office troll, dealing with the dispatching, the booking, and all that, and dealing with my drivers directly. So that is a good possibility right there. That's something I am discussing with them about. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'll keep you guys posted as the information comes about. Because the lane they're trying to get right now, a current contract on it expires at the end of the year. But the company that's looking for somebody is so disappointed with this other company that they're already looking to start taking bids. So as soon as their contract's up, they're out the door. They want somebody else in place and ready to go day one. So who knows? I mean, they might end up canceling the contract, and whatever they got to pay on the cancellation fee and get out from under it and get us a contract. So I might be on this lane even sooner. I'm just hoping I do get this lane. It'll be a beautiful thing. So that's pretty much where we stand here right now. Yes, I am making money. I'm not making as much money. My paycheck last week was a little over $1,000. My paycheck this week that I just got last night was $1,300 and change. From what I'm told I'm going to get for miles this week, which is subject to change, I'm looking at about an $1,800 paycheck for next week, the following week. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll start getting my miles back up there again. I mean, it's taken me a couple weeks. Like I said, in the last 2 months, I've taken 21 days out of work to deal with some personal issues and the breakdown. So I've lost a lot of mileage. I've lost a lot of time there. But I'm getting built back up. I'm getting back into it. I'm getting the miles. Excuse me. I'm getting miles again. When I get this here delivered here in a little while, here in Ventura, I got to head over to Buena Vista to pick up a load going to Katy, Texas. That's about 1,500 miles. So on that trip there, after my fuel and my fixed expenses and mileage and everything, I'm looking at about a $478 pay just for that one trip. But that'll be my first trip this week. Yes, today's Monday. Oh no, today's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Yesterday was Monday. I should have been out from under this load yesterday, but like I said, the receiver screwed up the booking on it, or the broker screwed it up. I don't know. But either way, something got screwed up, and I'm laid over. So of course, this trip will go on last week's pay because I was loaded on Friday. That's the thing about this company. If you are dispatched on a load, even just to plan on a load on Friday, and you don't pick it up into Saturday or Sunday, it still stays on that previous week's pay. It don't roll over to the next week's pay. So any load you're dispatched on by midnight on Friday, you get paid for in that pay period. So the pay period, the dispatch cycle rolls from 12:01 a.m. Saturday to 12 midnight on Friday. So anything you're dispatched on in that period, you get paid for that check. Yes, they do hold back a check, so basically it'll be 2 weeks before you see it, but that's the way it works here. So if I get dispatched on a load on Saturday, that'll be on that current week's pay. It won't be on the previous week's pay, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's where we're at. That's where we stand. So I get this bill going out there to Katy. Hopefully I'll have a decent run from that. It'll probably be something going short, probably another 12 or 1,300 mile trip. Going out to Katy's kind of hard to get loaded anything decent. So I'll probably end up coming back up to like maybe Lawton or Oklahoma City, maybe even Denver. But from Oklahoma City, I can get a decent run up to like Maine or something, where it'll be about 1,800 miles or so on it. Who knows? We'll see what we get. Hopefully I'll get something from Texas down to, say, Miami, Florida, and then get a load from Miami, Florida, all the way up to, say, Tacoma, Washington. That'll be a decent week. That'll be a 5,000 mile week, because it will do the rollover. As long as I'm dispatched by Friday on the load out of Miami, that'll be on this week's paycheck. Wish me luck. All right, guys, I'm going to cut this short. This is really short for me. 28 minutes. Wow, this is a short video for me. But yeah, I'm going to cut it there. I will see you guys out there on the road. And like always, keep it between the ditches. Keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. I'm out of here. The remote's not working.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.